And Oren is convinced that this is dark magic.
The elevator? Fair enough.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, it's teleporting. We went in, the doors closed. Then they opened and we're somewhere else.
And I do not understand why it needs a contained little metal box with fake wood. Why do you not just teleport like regular people? Why do you have to have this fake, claustrophobic thing that makes noise and vibrates?
It's not teleporting. Hang on. Sorry. I'm not doing.
How
It's
about
not.
you both be quiet right now? Now is not the time.
Okay. Fine.
How does it move the building?
It doesn't. Okay, it goes up, not the building.
Well, no, it went down in this case.
Okay. No bag. Just no bag.
You all have seen a little bit of the facility now, and you can see that the walls are very sturdily made, a thin veneer of fake wood, as it would have it. But you can see places on it and how it's made that it's pretty sturdy. And having at one point reached out a little bit and given it a little bit of a knock to see what it's made out of, kind of you can determine that, and you can see that the doors are all, they look metal in the basement here. Up above, they look like normal doors. Here, they looked very secure, and there's a touchpad beside each and every door.
So, where do you want to look?
Down this hall. This way.
In case anyone is there, she doesn't want to look like she doesn't know what these things already are because she feels like she should know what they already are, technically, as the fake CEO. So she's not investigating super close.
Okay.
But maybe Oren is. Who knows?
Oren's keeping more of a guard, begrudgingly protecting. Yeah, he's begrudgingly sort of on guard duty.
As you head down to the end, you notice different little, in passing, cafeteria, the one room right next to the elevator, the first one that you pass going down is analysis, radiology and analysis. And then farther down until you get to the door at the end, and it's got a keypad.
And the door will open.
This one doesn't. It seems to be connected on a different subsystem. You should have it amongst your stuff, but you might have to take a minute to look for it.
We will do that.
Nah, you've got time. If you're under pressure, I would have you roll something, but you don't have it. You can do the equivalent of take 20 on this. That's another thing they do in this game is they basically say if you can sort of do it, then don't slow things down. So that's what we'll do. You get to the end. You have a moment where you can't open it. It's not opening the same way as the other doors on the levels above. You take a few moments, track down the subroutine, and manage to get full control of that and open up this particular door. And it whooshes open in front of you. You see inside a very much not armored room, but one that has got different kind of paneling on the walls. It looks like it is designed to be a very much self-contained and armored room in case anything should go wrong. What you see immediately to the left of the door is that glass cage. Now, if I could have you guys roll a perception roll, I will use it in several places here in this room. That'll be 2d6, plus if you have any perception or any of the other abilities that you think might add, or any subtractions, weaknesses.
You get 6 or 6, so.
I got 4.
5.
All good enough. The 4. You definitely see the man in the cage, but this kind of looking around the room. You don't see anybody else in the room. It seems unoccupied. You don't see any Miho. You do see with the 5 looks like a mechanical metallic spider, like a robot spider, probably about the size of a German Shepherd. And you see that it kind of starts getting to its feet. and you see its head swivel towards you guys at the door. With that, you also see at the back of the room that there's another panel. It looks like it recesses into the wall and opens up. And you don't see any keypad or anything on the side of the door, but you do remember when you looked at the schematics to the room before, a couple things come to mind. A, that the glass container is armored. It is got something in it that dampens magical ability, you remember reading. That recessed panel also contains another heavy-duty security robot. The cryo things, the cryo containment units, or whatever those containment stasis pods, whatever you want to call them, they're not really labeled on any of the information you have. Only one of them's active. It seems to be another prisoner. He is currently sitting cross-legged on the floor, and behind him looks like a bed, almost like a laboratory or a doctor's office bed that you would stretch out on for examination, an examination bed. But those are the only two things in here in this glass containment unit. It's the fellow and the bed. It looks to be a beautiful man of Latino descent, undercut midnight black hair, shredded upper body, no shirt, and dressed in like white satiny sort of loose pants. He's got a very strange necklace, somewhat chunky and out of place for someone like this, but it's around his neck. And there doesn't seem to be anything else in the bed, and he just looks up at you with those golden eyes as you come in. He slowly pans from one person to the other and then focuses on the CEO. Could I get I guess it will be a will roll.
From me or
All three of you.
everyone? Okay.
In this case, if you are weak-willed, subtract a dice.
Ooh, I got a 6 with my 1.
Nice.
I got 6.
Nice.
I got 6.
Hey,
Oh,
is that 6s all
wow.
around?
It is sixes
Yes.
all around. There is a very intense look coming from this person. The two of you who he's not focusing on feel that and feel that this is someone who's used to getting their way. And as for focusing on the CEO, you would feel a lot of shock, except you've kind of sublimated yourself in this role. And even though you start to quail a little bit, you firm your resolve up and pull yourself up to your full CEO height and pull on that around you, and you're quite easily able to stare back and stare down this intimidating glare.
Do you think I should stop looking like the CEO now? Because I kind of get the sense he's really mad at the CEO.
I
Wow.
wouldn't.
You wouldn't?
No, because if somebody else walks in,
Yeah, but I don't know. I don't really like him staring like he's really mad at me.
You see him cock his head slightly at you now.
What are you looking so confused about?
Well, I thought he was looking at you like squires looked at maidens.
What? Braun, what's he talking about now?
You just see a smile across this individual's face now. And he doesn't seem to be glaring anymore.
He looks like he's used to getting what he wants. But how did he end up then here? I'm assuming he couldn't have wanted that.
Well, probably not. I also don't really like this spider thing.
Neither of those look like your strange artificial woman.
She does this. His orange gesture. I don't know what this is. She dog paddles. She swims.
He doesn't fully understand the whole android robot AI thing.
Do you see me, like, I don't know, anywhere, Braun?
no.
Well, we could always ask the guy. He might know something. Like I said, I'm not doing it. He looks less mad now. Probably because I don't sound anything like the CEO at this point, but I'm not doing it.
Sir, I do not mean to cause you too much disruption to your day. We are looking
What were you gonna say?
for a strange artificial woman. Have you seen one?
His gaze shifts to Oren. He's not smiling, he's not glaring anymore, and then he just taps his ear.
Oh, he can't hear.
He's deaf?
No, the glass. Although, wait, no, that doesn't explain. If he's not mad at me anymore, I thought it was because I wasn't talking like. I'm really confused.
He's not deaf, but he can't hear us.
I don't know. I don't know anymore.
That spider thing seems to be getting up and starts moving in your direction at the door, and you hear a voice issue from it. Please, identify yourself.
Braun, can you do something?
Ron will panically try to do something. Can he do something?
Yes, and panic comes first nature to Braun. He does that very well.
Yeah, he can indeed panic.
Would he like to try something more useful?
He would love to try to do something more useful. Can you use some
Excellent.
sort of command in the security
Hack
system?
the spider, Braun, hack the spider.
You're starting to try and find, and you realize that this is another system that's not in the stuff that you have immediate control over. In this case, you will have to make a roll. I guess we can go to initiative at this point.
And she will transform into lovely Sailor Mew Mew.
Excellent. And you'll have all those abilities.
Lovely Savior Transformation! Love transformation!
Seriously? And Oren just...
Is upset.
All right, so as the spider-like sentry robot starts moving forward, a little hatch appears just behind its head on its back, and out folds a laser rifle and starts tracking in your direction by the door. Fukiko, you get to go first.
And after a few moments that definitely Oren thinks is much more over the top than it needs to be, she is standing there as lovely Savior Mew Mew. I was waiting for that. And what she does is she holds out both of her hands in the direction of the spider sentry bot, and with a absolutely unnecessary amount of shimmer, a ball of yarn magically appears and begins to entangle itself around the spider's legs.
The yarn continues up and finishes entangling at the top around the laser, in fact, as well, and stopping it from its next action, which would have been to fire upon you.
And as it runs out of yarn, it ends off in a nice little bow.
Nice. It's the spider's action. You see it shimmy and shake, trying to break the entanglement, but can't quite seem to do it, and you see the bow get pulled a little tighter around the barrel.
Did I try to hack into the systems more and try to find the subroutine it was on?
100%.
Yeah, one under. Ron is first of all a little bit upset and disappointed that it was not Miho already at the back of his mind, and now there's a laser rifle being pointed at him. This is not his specialty. He thought everything was going to go to plan and get out. He is freaking out, frantically typing on his pocket computer.
He will snap out his hand, and there is a shimmer, and his sword appears. Then he will leap forward and try to drive the point of his unbreakable sword through the hideous wrapped up spider. He's now not sure which is more hideous, the bow or the beast.
The yarn is pink.
Oh, God.
I love it. I'm sorry.
Leap into the air and let out a battle cry. Prepare for death! There's lots of, speed, lines around him, even though he doesn't seem to be moving as fast as the animation would imply. Before he comes down onto his knees, slamming the blade through the creature. Mechanical device to him, it's still a creature. It fizzes and fuzzes and just gets entrapped in its own depression, really, of being wrapped up in silk vine that's pink. And he then leaps up, spins around, snaps his hand out, tips the back of his hat as the sword disappears, and then he spins back to it. You've been hit by a smooth criminal. Goes back over to the other two.
Very nicely done. And I'm going to give you a drama dice for that, by the way. So you get a free drama dice. Braun manages to extricate himself from the trash can that he accidentally tripped over while he was dodging aside and typing at the same time. Shakes out the can from his foot. Ukiko now is Mew Mew, standing there in all her radiant glory.
Yep.
Looking very pleased with the bow you tied in combat.
Oh, she's very pleased with herself.
Oren, of course, stepping back and tipping his hat. All you guys look over at the fellow in the glass cage, and he is just clapping. You couldn't hear him, and you still can't hear him, but he's just clapping.
Is it sincere clapping, or is it like golf clapping?
It is... It's not golf clapping. It is sincere clapping. It's a slow clap of admiration, I guess.
Okay.
Give me an arcane magic roll.
An arcane magic roll. He looks over at Mew Mew and then just can't, and that forces him to look around.
You realize something was bothering you, but you were too focused on combat, or maybe not too focused. You were appropriately focused on combat. But now that the combat is over, you realize something's pinging you, something magical from another room. Not ahead, something farther back.
Do you feel that?
What? I mean, there could be something, but also maybe not, so... no. I guess I'll go with no.
There is something. And he starts walking in, and then he stops.
What?
And then he walks over to the guy. What do we do about you?
He just stares ahead.
What do we do about him?
No bet.
He taps the glass.
Oh, I'm Oren.
And he also points to the necklace. that he's wearing.
Oh, I thought he was pointing at mine, and I was like, what the heck? He has a necklace, and there's glass. Anyone else got a better read on this? Because I don't.
His necklace was sold to him by someone of low character, and it's not a gem, but made of glass.
I don't think that's it. Braun, any ideas?
Ron would like to see if he can open the door.
The door?
Is there a door, or is it literally just a glass cage?
It's just a glass cage. Doesn't seem to have a door.
So they just sealed him in there?
They
Well-
built it around him.
You're not really sure the design parameters of this cage.
Then he will check the schematics he's down there.
Excellent. Could you make in this case, it's just going to be your hacking
Just a smart...
roll.
Oh, hacking?
Smart
Okay.
and hacking, and the
Oh,
two
oh.
dice you normally get.
Hey. Oh, no, I got three fours.
12.
Yeah.
Yep, that'll do it. You find the schematics on it. And what you find is that you do find the way to... It's not really shut it down as it lifts into the ceiling. But you also find out that those fibers, or that glittering you find in the glass when you step into the room and the light sort of changes, you can't see it directly on because they're only like a couple of microns big, but those are woven through the glass, and it's for dampening magic. So the thing has some kind of magical essence powering it, and to raise the glass, you can either shut off the magic, and then the glass is still there, or you can raise the whole system.
He will just raise the whole system.
Typing in a few more commands, and you guys all hear as the glass cage starts rising into the ceiling. And he just remains seating until the glass is all the way risen. He gets to his feet, and you do notice that he winces a little bit as he's getting to his feet. But then he finishes standing, and with an unusual accent, "Thank you for rescuing me. I appreciate your efforts. Now, if I could get someone to help me with this," and he points to the necklace around him, "I would greatly appreciate that as well."
And what kind of help do you need with a necklace?
It is causing me pain, and so I cannot just touch it and lift it off myself. Nor does it dislodge easily. And with that, he kind of turns slowly, and you can see that it's actually not actually riveted into his skin so much as little hooks have been placed in the skin to hold it into position. Somebody can still reach over and lift it off him, but it's not like he can shift it himself. As he stands up, you notice he's about 6'5",
Okay,
and
yeah.
very muscular.
Somebody's taller gonna do that? I can't reach.
You can shapeshift. You're probably taller than him.
Have a close look without touching his arcana, perhaps?
Yes.
Is there a reason Malachron had you in here?
I wasn't in here.
No, not you.
Oh. Goes back to looking.
No bag.
Are you a vampire?
No.
Maybe we don't take it off, at least if we think my cat is smart.
Are you helping your cat get out of the bag, or?
Yeah, he can poke his head out.
Okay. Well, he's
Well, I'm
trying
smarter
to get,
than the cat,
he's,
so what do
he's-
I think?
He's trying to get right out, actually.
Oh, she'll let him out if he wants to get out. She's not keeping him crammed in a backpack.
He moves onto your shoulder and kind of hides around your neck, hissing a little bit at this individual.
So, that's one vote against. Apparently.
You
Well,
see
could
him
you
just look at you and then look at the cat and just a little bit in disdain, I guess. You're used to that expression because you see it on Oren's face all the time.
Could you ask your cat what's wrong?
Yeah, so could you. Not like he only talks to me. She will.
Um,
Warren's doing something, but after that, she'll ask.
no, Kelly just asked. 18 is what he got.
Nice. DC was 15. It is definitely a containment and something else. There's an attack woven into it, but it's not a flashy attack. It's like a consistent attack.
Whoever created it was good at business.
What?
Well, it's magical, like stocks.
Oh. Huh?
It also has some form of attack spell connected to it. Nothing flashy, not like your ridiculous transformation. Something more
Not
functional.
ridiculous.
He looks over at you, Oren. Yes, it contains my magical abilities and subjects me to great pain.
I'm sorry about the pain, but the crazy cat lady seems to think that we shouldn't remove it.
I didn't. Hang on, it's not me. And she's gonna ask the cat what's up.
Azra seems to be very focused on this individual and just kind of, it does whisper into your ear, I don't know. Whatever that is, I can't get a good read on him, but there's just something about those other tattoos and designs. I can't think of what it is, but it makes me uneasy.
He doesn't like the tattoos.
Are you a warlock?
No.
Sorcerer?
No.
Sailor?
No. He just smiles at, well,
Biker.
maybe in my youth.
What are
Werewolf.
your tattoos, then?
Oh, they're just tribal markings from my home.
Look, I don't know. I just know that Azir isn't sure. That's all I know. And I mean, I suppose I'm also not sure in that I don't know.
Why are you here?
Creepy artificial robot lady.
Have you seen any robots that aren't spiders? I guess.
Yes.
That looked like what?
Humanoid?
Yay high, long blue hair.
He looks at you, Braun, and just kind of smiles slowly. Remove the necklace and I'll tell you more.
Oren turns around, looks at the other two. Ooh, we were shrewd negotiators there.
No, but here's the thing. If this was like a movie or something, what would happen is we'd take it off and then he'd go, oh, well, I don't actually know anything. I just said I'd tell you if I did, and I don't.
Oren will turn back around to him. Ooh, she was a shrewd negotiator. She doesn't trust you.
He just kind of lifts his hand to either side in a bit of a shrug.
I don't know. Someone else can decide. I don't know. She's mostly focused on her very distressed cat.
May I ask who you are? I Emnergal Inbrian.
Oh, what a
Sounds like a
name.
sorcerer name.
And
or a vampire.
And I've been held here for a few days.
So why exactly were you in the fishbowl?
I was being tortured and slowly dissected.
Why?
I don't know why. Power, I assume. They want to know what makes me tick.
I thought this was a pharmaceutical company.
Why would they want to know that?
I guess they're afraid of me.
Why? We keep coming back to the why.
I noticed that. You're very inquisitive.
Yes.
It's how I don't learn anything.
Well, yeah, because you're failing all your classes.
It's not my fault. They're boring.
It's not your fault because you won't learn to use a computer.
Well, how did I know that when they said do a hard reset, it didn't mean throw it across the room?
It is strange. Most of my ability is still dampened, but I can tell that you are stronger than most in this timeline.
Famous too.
Says him.
Or maybe it's just this time period. Remove the necklace and I will tell you more.
I don't know, Braun. You decide. You're the one looking for your friend, whose name I am suddenly reluctant to say in case that does something bad in this situation. I don't know.
Nope. I'll look in those.
Great point.
Oren's still examining the necklace while the other two are
How close are you?
close enough to see it, not close enough to grab it.
If you will remove the necklace, I will leave. But before that, I will tell you about your blue-haired friend.
And what will you do when you leave? Like, will you go, I don't know, destroy the world or something?
He just laughs, amused.
He didn't say no.
At the very least, I need to know you're not lying. What was she wearing?
He looks like he's actually thinking. I only saw her for a moment. She was wearing some kind of green outfit. Looked like a uniform, sort of. And he just looks back at Braun and cocks his head. Gestures to the necklace.
Could I take a quick glance into the cryopods?
If you want to move further into the room and go take a look, yes.
And I would like to do that quickly.
Okay. You do. The first one is empty. There's no power to it. You can see the panels on the side now. The second one has systems on. You can see them. Looks like, they've got a monitoring system that's showing some kind of graph changing in a consistent sort of pattern on the side. You can't see anything initially until you go right around the edge and look into the glass and look down a little bit. You see the strangest thing.
Strangest.
And about that time, you hear that recessed area in the wall. And it starts to slide back.
Okay, so it's going up, you said, or just backwards?
It's actually recessing slightly and then sliding to the side. And it's probably about 8 feet away. Like as you're at the back wall looking down into the cryopod, this recessed panel is off to your left about 8 feet. And that's where it's recessing and sliding in. The others are talking still, so you're not sure whether they've heard or not.
He will go take a peek at it.
You don't have to approach very close. You move about 2 feet further along the pod to see as this big hulking robot starts trundling out.
will take a step back.
About that time, you guys all hear from across the room where Braun had headed, but then you focused back on the big fellow. Please identify yourself.
Oh, not another one.
What? This again?
This one's about 7 feet tall and 4 feet wide. Very humanoid looking. In that it has 2 limbs that it walks on and has 2 arms and a head-like unit. Not designed to look human at all. You see the big guy just kind of step back a pace or two and fold his arms.
Take his necklace off.
What?
Okay, the robot goes first, and you see it manifests out of its arms what looks like miniature Gatling guns.
Oh.
And you see part of its head peel back and another still somewhat larger laser rifle sort of come out the top. You have 6 seconds to comply. 6, 5, and it starts counting down.
Ron would like to go to try to take the necklace off the guy.
You would have to go edge out around the side of the cryo thing that you were behind, because you were pinned basically against the wall between the cryo thing and the wall. Or
Okay,
climb
if he
over
is
top
fully pinned, then
you could climb over top, but you have wonders, or you wonder about your ability to do so being not exactly athletic.
I suppose I'll let the dice choose. What can I spend drama die on?
Anything you want.
Like an
It's
extra-
5 endurance per dice. So if you wanted 3 more dice to roll for your hacking, it would be 15 endurance.
I'll spend 5 to get an extra one to get an even 10. Well, I see 3 6s.
Wow.
So 18. That's my highest.
Nice.
You fingers fly over your wrist pad thing, and you manage to 3, 2, 1, and it grinds to a halt.
You will collapse against the cryopod, sliding to the floor.
As you do so, can you make a 2d6? Is it 2d6? Your sleeve just slides against something, and you feel it snag just momentarily as you slide to the floor. The rest of you guys hear a... Actually, Braun hears that too because he's right beside him.
No, he doesn't hear it. He's too overwhelmed with the not being killed by a big robot.
Mm-hmm.
Why'd you do that?
Do you think he meant to do that?
Well, if you take any time to look, he is collapsed at the side of it, so clearly not.
Well,
Yeah, he's
we
kind
don't
of
know.
collapsed. He's kind of collapsed out of sight. The big fellow steps back to where he was again, and please, the necklace.
I don't. Ron?
Take it off. If he's my only way to Miho, I'm not gonna let that go.
Well, I still can't reach it, so Orin, if you want to.
I am Orin.
Yes, you are.
Pondering, thinking, but not considering.
See, there's an atomism.
If do not remove it, can you leave?
No.
Why did the place that we don't like, that we don't trust, that we've been sent to because they do dodgy things, have him?
I don't know, because here's the thing. If we don't like the people that run a place, there could still be one of two things. It could be, oh, well, they're bad, so if they caught him, then he's not bad, so we should let him out. Or it could be like, they're bad, and they got him because he's also bad and can do bad stuff, and they want him to do more bad stuff. So,
Which is it?
I don't know.
Well, your Neko annoyance was the one that started this whole thing.
You start this whole thing.
Hissing and carrying
Oh,
on like
no,
a
my
cat?
cat. His name is not Annoyance.
I apologize. Neko frustration.
His name isn't Neko anything. What's Braun doing in the middle of... Poor demon guy's like, they're fighting again, and no one's taking this necklace off me.
Braun, incidentally, there is a notice on your wrist computer there that the alarm system for the basement seems to have been triggered. You realize you absently turned off the one whenever the robots appeared. This one's on a different circuit, so to speak, different software schema. So it's not too hard for you to turn it off. You just kind of wonder now why it was on a separate one, but
He will shut it off. He is not going to leave it off.
as you turn it off, you also notice that isotope trace is definitely coming from the pod that you just opened. It's much stronger now since it's actually been opened. And you all hear in your head, "Is it safe?
What's that now?
Is it safe to come out?"
Who's asking?
Me.
Is it that stupid pink fluffy pig thing?
Pig? What? What pig is
Where-
there?
You see this little piglet head poke its way up out of the stasis pod and kind of look around.
Wait, how did you know it was a pig?
As I saw it, that's what I was looking at when I looked in there.
Oh.
It sees that there's no hostile movements and it takes to the air. I will give you a picture.
Sir Bacon!
Sir
What is-
Bacon?
Wait, is it a flying pig? Because that would be that would just be a thing.
When pigs fly.
Well, yeah, exactly.
Bacon! I read back in my world a tale of a flying pig that set fire to a circus.
I think I read the same story, and I'm pretty sure it wasn't the pig. Anyway.
Flying around a little bit like a hummingbird, complete with the hovering and everything. It first stops just over Braun, rapidly retreats from Braun over to Orin, skids away from Orin before it gets too close, and then kind of just starts circling around Mew Mew.
Hi. I have no idea what's happening anymore.
Hi.
They used the tail of the flying pig to dissuade children from becoming performers.
Yeah, okay. Okay, Orin.
Oh, I'm Orin.
Yeah, no, not who are you? Who are you? She asks the small pig.
You all hear kind of a string of symbols and numbers. You can call me Sinfin for short.
Sinfin?
Why does David Bowie want him?
Because he's probably high.
Because he's flying?
Wait, we think that my head hurts. What's happening?
So David Bowie hired us to find the flying pig.
He didn't hire us.
No, he said it was a
And
favor.
the pig knows where the bag made of ice is. Sir Bacon, can you tell us where the tote bag is?
No bag. Just take that damn necklace off.
No, don't worry about a bag. I don't understand. Do you have an isotopic signature?
I think so.
Oh, okay. I mean, does everything? Maybe everything does. I'm not really good at science. Is that science?
That's what I just asked.
Oh.
And you said no, and then the first thing you said was you asked it didn't know where the tote bag with the
No, I
signature is.
asked if
And
it
it said
had.
yes.
No, I didn't ask anything about. Look, Braun wants you to take a necklace off. Uh, that guy.
We might as well have another nation heard from. Should we remove this demon's necklace? So he walks up to the pig.
Pig is hovering about 8 feet off the ground around.
Around me.
Well,
Yeah.
close-ish as he can.
Okay.
I have a question for you,
Yes.
Piglet, Master Guardian of the taupe bag with signature. Do you know anything about this individual and if we should remove said necklace from around his neck?
Kind of flies a little bit towards Nergale and hovers there for a moment and then flies back to Mew Mew and lands on her other shoulder since her cat's on one.
Great, she's multiplying.
No.
No, you don't know? Or no, we shouldn't?
I don't know anything about him.
Oh, okay. Neither do I. So, same page.
Can you help me get out of here?
Yes! That I know how to do! So yeah, just stick with us and because we're not staying here forever.
You don't torture people, do you?
No?
No, only me.
I knew he was gonna say that.
That's good.
It's good that it's good that I torture him? No.
You're not going to burst into flames, are you?
I'm not
You can
flammable.
ignore him. He keeps saying this thing about a story about a flying pig that lit a circus on fire, and I don't get it.
Children, and they were going to go into a completely useless profession like music or acting. Parents used to tell them the story of the explosive pig burning down the circus.
Oh. Okay.
Please, the necklace is still causing me pain.
You're still there. I'm sorry.
I was just gonna say, Braun would have taken it off. He is fed up with it.
Taking it? He's taking it.
Taking it. Oh my god. Okay.
You got up and moved past the robot and moved over, and you've entered the glass enclosure type area?
Yep.
Look, I'm dealing with a pig and a cat now. I don't know, and I can't reach the necklace.
He will actually kneel down before you as you do that, Braun,
I
as
guess
you
I
approach
could
him.
have
And is there for you to remove the necklace.
He will remove it.
You find it snags a little bit on some of the hooks, and so it's a little bit of manipulating, and you're probably clumsier than you need to. And every time it kind of pulls on one of these hooks or whatever, you see him grimace, but he holds as steady as he can until you finally remove the whole thing. And you see him just shudder once. Thank you. And then he disappears.
Oh, okay. So he didn't tell us anything. Like I said, he wouldn't, maybe, if we took the necklace off.
I'd hang on to that. The necklace, I mean. Not hope. I'm going to Neko leave.
Do I know like where their central system would be? or it might
We
connect
can't
to
leave yet, 'cause
other systems.
Of
we
course.
still didn't find Miho.
Ron does not care anymore. Being impulsive, he is just gonna go.
Wait, he's just leaving the building?
No, he's leaving this room. He's gonna go try to
Oh.
find this computer system.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, you know where it is. It's on the main floor.
Oren is going looking for the magical signature that he could feel.
Yeah, it's at the radiology and analysis room.
Fuki
Which he
goes
has no idea what that is.
following
Sorry.
someone, because she doesn't know where to go.
It's a very limited. It's like the corridor back to the elevator. So it's just one of the doors on the way back to the elevator.
And he will stop, look around, and he will go to turn right, and then he spins around and opens the door on the left and goes inside.
It's got a control panel on the side. Braun.
He flattens against the door when it didn't open.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Where's Braun now?
He is waiting in the elevator.
Braun, door, this door, this door. The oblong object that is closed.
What are you even looking for?
There is something of a magical property that I am hoping is neither a cat or a pig on the opposite side of this door. I want to know what it is.
It's not going to be a cat or a pig, because we've already got them on this side of the door. If there was another one, that would be really weird.
I'm not magical either.
Okay, what are you?
That's a good question.
I didn't mean, like, existentially.
A
But you're
research
flying.
project?
Okay. Like I said, science not so much my thing. Magic a little more my thing. Anyway,
Lunch that keeps up.
He will open your damn door.
Well, good, because what might be behind here might help us find your artificial
Just go look at
lake.
it.
Can I ask
He
Braun?
goes in.
Braun, as you're waiting in the elevator for them to do whatever they're doing with the room, it occurs to you that you do have all the videotape for the last few days at your beck and call. You can just run the surveillance tapes to see if there's been any sign of Mio. You did it for the arrival of stuff, but you didn't look any further. Back at the door, you guys go in, and you find that it's like any other lab. The central part, though, has a table, which there's a lot of devices and things pointing hither and yon. At the center of the table, it looks like you place something there. It's easy to figure out because there is something placed there at the moment, and it is a plate-size piece of stone on which there are some glyphs.
He will walk around it and look at it. Is it Elvish?
yeah,
Make an Elvish roll.
an Elvish roll. Good. Do you have +2 to Elvish?
You know what? In fact, it looks, Oren, like the picture that was left on your doorstep.
Ah.
Picture of the stone with a glyph on it. Now that you're up close and personal, you can see the glyph more clearly. This flat, strange, almost sandstone-like stone is obviously broken on one edge because the glyph that's carved into it seems incomplete. But the glyph you...
Can I do an Arcana roll to see if he knows what it is?
Yes.
Or its function? Or...
Get some closer idea, yeah.
It's a lot of 8.
You know it's magical. You know there's still a little power going through it. Something of containment or protection from something very powerful.
Does your familiar find anything familiar about this?
Azirus, you mean?
Yes.
She'll turn to the cat.
It's magical.
Do you know anything about this?
It's still emanating some power from within, and some form of protection, but I don't know if it is protecting or the protection is protecting us from it.
He says, "Don't be silly. It's a stone."
I am losing what little respect I have for you, cat.
You just see the cat waving at you with a paw? Maybe?
Is there anything to pick this up with without touching it?
Oh yeah, there's lots of things in here, and there's like some of those
Big?
plastic containers for storing records and stuff like that. So and certainly there are not tarps, but covers. So you can just grab some kind of flexible cover, grab it and put it
Okay.
in a container and take it out with you if you
He
want.
will do so. He will get some form of flexible cover and pick it up and put it in some form of container and close it up and put it away for now until we can work out what it is.
Fair enough.
And then try to catch up with Braun before he
Leaves
creates
without
a
us.
problem.
All right.
Yeah, she'll head back to the elevator.
You're back in the elevator.
He looks at Braun. Looks at the weird amount of buttons. Looks at Braun. Looks at the weird amount of buttons.
There wouldn't be
Look
that
at Braun.
many. This is only like a 4-storied building.
It's now a 50-story.
It's a three-story building.
The weird amount. What do the other buttons do then? They're just...
Any buttons are weird.
Exactly.
And you mentioned I could look at the footage of the other days. Is there anything?
Yes, there is a whole combat sequence tucked away in a little black file inside the security system, pulled off and away from the other surveillance tapes. It looks like people were running analysis because there were tags and markers on Miho, who was fighting some of those robots you guys faced, and blowing them to pieces with various equipment, which it looks like in the hallway. And then she blasted her way up. The file is tagged.
A high-value target?
Yes, that'll do. High value target XX432, tagged for further evaluations. And that's all it says. But it would be apparent that she got away if she was, for whatever reason she was here. Whether she was brought in or came on her own, you're not sure. And they arrived back at the elevator just as you finished scoping that out. So can I stay with you then? And this voice is just coming to Mew Mew.
If you want to. Yeah?
I want to what?
I do.
No, I'm not talking to you.
I don't want to go back where they were poking and prodding me all the time.
I mean, you can, but I do have to go to school during the day, and you can't go there. But you could stay with Azirus, because you can't go to school either.
I'm fine with that.
Alright.
How do you guys leave?
That's true. I don't look like a CEO anymore.
I was wondering if you guys were just going to walk right up. And
I was
no.
waiting for you to change that.
Well, can I?
I would assume?
Why not?
Alright.
Cease your retransformation back to yourself and then shapeshift.
Alright. She will untransform and she will shapeshift back into the CEO disguise. And she will put both of the flying creatures into her bag because I don't think they'd just happily let us wander out with a test subject pig. So,
Where's your artificial person?
Not here. She managed to break herself out, and I need to see where she went. I want to see if they have any logs. Yep, that was my plan.
You're back on the main floor. Back on the main floor, out of the elevator, Actually, this time you go right through a door. You have to open that. Go down the hallway a little bit. Go right through another door, which leads you into the beginning of a place where people obviously log in before they go to the inner room. And then you go through the last door into a containment chamber and looks like server storage. There is only one desk with a computer terminal on it, the banks of the servers. And after a few moments, you ascertain that no, they don't have any standalone computers here. You're pretty sure that they didn't, but you feel better having checked.
I'm ready to get out of here.
Then let's go.
Oren nods.
Can I get a charisma check from...
From me?
Yeah.
I figured.
Nice. They, again, are startled by your appearance. For whatever reason, whatever they're used to, like notices people going through doors and stuff, isn't happening. And they would mention something like that if it wasn't the CEO wandering around, apparently just
Two
going
random
right through the
other
systems.
People, yeah.
But they salute you and go, everything fine, ma'am?
Yes, everything is fine. Business as usual.
That's good, ma'am. Have a good evening.
You as well.
Do you need a car, ma'am? Should we have one brought around for you?
No, I would like to walk. I think.
Nice night for a walk.
Yes. What he said.
All right, ma'am. Looks at you a
Good
little
night.
strange, but who can tell with wealthy people? People of power.
Nobody knows. Look, it's just
Nobody
it's fine.
knows.
Fine. And then tomorrow when the real CEO shows up and they're like, "You were really weird." Then
Talk goes around for a while. There'll be rumors.
yeah.
Especially when they find out the whole basement has been looted.
Well,
And you guys leave. And that is actually the whole adventure.
we actually did a one shot. It's miraculous.
We did. That's the first time in history, I think.
Yeah. Fukiko will head home and will basically spend her time trying to get a small flying pig situated and work out how she's going to hide two flying animals from everyone. Basically her strategy, which I'm stealing from a different magical girl anime, is that they pretend to be stuffed animals if anybody comes in, because worked for the people in Cardcaptor Sakura, so hey.
Oren will relax away from animals by going LARPing,
Perfect.
where he can wear his armor. And he is, because he is incredibly skilled, he is untouchable and much sought after amongst the kingdom there, because basically any side he ends up on, he can cause a great amount of damage.
The downtown Tokyo LARPing.
Uh-huh. And they talk a language he understands without any computers and phones and cars and any of that stuff. He does think the foam swords are a little bit strange compared to what he's normally using, and they're not magical. Presumably, no one there is magical. They just pretend to be, which he also finds a little bit strange, considering he does do magic. But he feels somewhat comfortable there, and he roams around causing all sorts of mayhem.
Incidentally, Braun, when you get home, Miho is there, and she's safe and sound.
Of course she is. We didn't have to do anything. She would have just turned up.
Yeah, she's like, "Hey, where have you been?" And he's like, "Look, I was looking for you.
Saving you.
We fought robots. I met a demon guy.
He's not a demon.
I know. I'm sorry. We just keep calling him that because of the name."
Minotaur.
When you look him up later, you find out he's the Sumerian god of death, plagues, and
Oh, even better.
Or maybe he's just a really
Late night opponent.
Look, you might
Nerd-
just really like Warhammer, okay?
You're right. Nergal is the Sumerian Mesopotamian god of war, plague, and pestilence.
And in Warhammer, he's the exact same, except it's just plague. Maybe he just really likes Warhammer. He will see her and look incredibly relieved, but just exhausted from the whole thing today, and just collapse on the couch.
Miho comes in from the kitchen and brings you a cold drink and a folded cold cloth for your head. And somewhere, a very dark, a very pissed off old god is free.
Yeah, well.
Uh,
Uh, uh.
It's a relationship we have.